Good evening. This is Micaiah Jackson with the JFK Report. We're here in Phoenix, Arizona, Rally for the Valley, getting ready for the primary 22 midterm election. And next to me is Mr. Kelly Cooper, nominee for Congressional District 4 of Arizona.
Yes, sir.
Marine veteran.
Yes, sir.
Once a Marine, always a Marine.
Always.
And an 03, especially infantry.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, there we go. So tell us a little about yourself.
So the short version, Marine Corps veteran. I grew up to a single mom. I went to a couple of different high schools. When I got out of high school, did my time in the Marines, came back, went into the hospitality industry.
Yes.
So I've worked in restaurants basically my whole life. I started as a dishwasher and worked my way up to, all the way through into restaurant ownership. So today I own 3 restaurants, 2 of them in Arizona's District 4, one of them outside of District 4. I think it's in CD 8.
Okay.
And just frustrated at the representation that we've had up to this point in the district, and decided to do something different.
Yeah. So I won't mention where I stay, just for my security of the work I do.
Sure.
But the fentanyl is getting crazy.
Absolutely.
And I heard you speak about in your district with the fentanyl, what's going on, and the new form of it. It almost looks like little candy tarts, and that's dangerous, for little kids. And it's one of your focuses is, if elected and getting you to Congress, is really focus on legislation to whatever to prevent these drugs happening, or what
to secure the border.
Yeah, secure the border. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, what's happening is, and the part you're bringing up, I think, is important today to understand. Fentanyl is being brought into the country, and it looks like either sweet tarts or sidewalk chalk. The only reason to do something like that is if you are literally targeting children. You don't need to make, pastel-colored candy-looking pills if you're just going to be trafficking them to everybody under the sun.
Yes.
You make it look like that because your intention is to target children. And as a father, it's one of the most dangerous things that we can have happen. And our current administration sees it. Maybe they don't recognize it, but I think it's more that they choosing not to recognize it and aren't doing anything about it. So it will be one of my highest targets in making sure that we can secure the border, because we can't continue to have drugs passing through. We can't continue to have the humanitarian crisis that's being pushed at the border. Women, mothers, daughters, grandmothers being taken advantage of, sold into different kinds of slavery. The cartels aren't making the money off the drugs anymore. They're making the money off of the trafficking of the people. And that kind of humanitarian tragedy being known by our current administration and doing nothing about it, I mean, in my view, that's a crime. It's a humanitarian crime that we have that and we're not doing anything about it.
Yes, it's bringing a lot of danger and it's hurting lives, and it doesn't look good on our country, especially morality. So here we go. Here's a question. We're both veterans.
Sure.
Do you have any legislation or work, or what do you want? Do you want to work with the VA, or you want any improvements you want to see done?
Oh God.
What would you like to see?
So I have a Veterans Coalition or a Veterans Council that we're putting together and working with to find out what the real issues that we can address. Because I've been out for a long time, but I see the TAPS program and the transition program as a huge opportunity to both address PTSD and helping people with PTSD transition out without becoming homeless. It's sort of let's preliminarily try to address these issues before we allow people to go out, find themselves struggling, end up homeless, and then it becomes a tragedy that just shouldn't be.
Yes.
The ongoing issues with the VA is a problem for me. Conservatorship through the VA and the government taking veterans, putting them in a court system and saying that you're not financially capable of handling yourself, so we're going to give you a conservatorship. I've always grown up to understand the Constitution to say that we were innocent until proven guilty, not guilty until proven innocent. And these are, really the top 3, but the program with which veterans can go outside of the VA if the lines are too long. What you see with the VA now is those requests are being denied because the VA is trying to protect, from what I can tell, their money. They don't want it to go to outside hospitals. So we need to be able to look at these programs and expand their accessibility to the veterans because there is no excuse for our brothers and sisters to have served in combat or to have served anywhere and then come back home and have to struggle through being potentially homeless or not getting the care that they need because it's being denied them passively or actively.
Yes.
So I'll find out through my groups more specific issues or legislation that's being put out there, and I will get on the committees that we can address those issues from.
So yeah, you guys heard it from Mr. Kelly Cooper. Veteran issues, the security, battling fentanyl, a great candidate. We got to get him in office. Can you tell the audience how to support you, where they can support you?
Yeah, well, let's not miss the most important issue today is inflation. In the economy today, you are literally losing a month and a half of income based on inflation being at 13%, which is the highest in the nation. So how you can get a hold of me is kellycooperarizona.com. You go to the page, you can find ways to contribute, both financially, but also door knocking, making phone calls, volunteering with the campaign. These are all things that we need. So kellycooperarizona.com.
All right, appreciate that, sir.
Yes, sir.
God bless. And
Semper
always
Fi.
hoorah, Semper Fi.
All right.